Day 2 in Doha saw Caroline Wozniacki record her first ever victory in the Sony Ericsson Championships. She defeated Victoria Azarenka in an epic 3-hour encounter. Things could hardly have started much better for Azarenka. She breezed through the first set in a mere 29 minutes. Wozniacki could only manage a hold in the opening game as the Belarusian took over. A one-sided affair early on. Azarenka confirmed a 6-1 set with her third break of the Wozniacki serve. The second set could hardly have been any more different. After exchanging breaks with Azarenka early on, Wozniacki raised her game impressively. The two couldn't be separated in an epic fifth game, which lasted 20 minutes on its own. Locked at deuce 14 times, Azarenka eventually held. With Wozniacki having finally found her range, the key moment for the Dane arrived in Game 9. Handed 2 break points by an increasingly error-affected Azarenka, Wozniacki at first fluffed her lines. Having blown break points earlier in the set, Wozniacki was determined to make sure of success this time. Her terrific forehand winner gave her a 5-4 advantage. Serving for the set, Wozniacki had a brief wobble. Azarenka earned herself a break-back point, but the number 4 seed held her nerve and held her serve. She forced the decider, having served out an extraordinary set 6-4. The third set was just as unpredictable. The first 10 games saw just 2 service holds. The decider was delayed for a 10-minute heat break. That was Wozniacki that dealt with the conditions better. A combination of fatigue and frustration slowly began to get the better of Azarenka. The turning point arrived at 5-all. Having handed Wozniacki 2 break points, Azarenka took it out on her racket. The Belarusian was immediately punished for racket abuse. The point handed the game to Wozniacki, allowing her to secure the key break at 6-5. Still furious, Azarenka couldn't regain her composure. Wozniacki comfortably served it out to love. An incredible match. It finished 1-6, 6-4, 7-5. Both ladies now with 1 win in the white group. Elsewhere in the group, there was tragedy for top seed Dinara Safina. She was forced to retire just a couple of games into her match with Jelena Jankovic. Safina's long-standing back injury resurfaced, immediately ending the match and reducing the Russian into floods of tears on the baseline. Safina's withdrawal from the tournament hands an opportunity to her fellow Russian Vera Zvonareva. She'll play Caroline Wozniacki on Thursday. Finally on Wednesday, Venus and Serena Williams squared off in the maroon group. Serena was victorious in another hard-fought match that went the distance. Serena had started slowly, losing her serve immediately. She broke back only to fall behind again in Game 4. Some solid net play from Venus ensured that she took advantage of her younger siblings' rusty start.
Venus Williams.
But you write Serena off at your peril, and sure enough she once again bounced back. Venus sending her volley long to put the match back on serve.
Serena Williams.
Both sisters went up a gear after that, battering each other with increasingly fierce ground strokes. Venus saved 2 break points in Game 11 before securing 3 of her own moments later. Serena found the net on the third to hand Venus a 7-5 opening set. A furious Serena made her comeback in the second. She secured a break at the earliest opportunity thanks to a disappointing opening game from Venus.
Serena Williams.
The number 2 seed pressed home her advantage in Game 7, recording a second break and a 5-2 lead.
Serena Williams.
Venus reduced her arrears with an immediate break but couldn't halt Serena's momentum. She soon served out the second set, racking up 2 set points and needing only 1 to ensure the match went all the way. Dinara Safina's withdrawal means that Serena will be crowned world number 1 at the end of this tournament. She looked in control of the third set when 2 quick-fire breaks gave her a 4-1 lead. But in a match that descended into a series of errors from both players, Venus forced her way back into it. Needing victory after her opening day defeat, Venus broke in games 6 and 10 to set up a tense finale. Her chance came and went in Game 12. A tremendous forehand had earned a match point, but Serena saved it after more phenomenal hitting from both sides of the court. Venus given the runaround as Serena eventually forced the breaker. In it, the world #1 to be effectively eliminated Venus from the tournament. Serena's ace confirming a 5-7, 6-4, 7-6 win in what was a disappointing match. After 2 defeats, Venus now needs a miracle to progress to the Final Four.